The former Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, has moved the Supreme Court challenging his arrest. The Jharkhand High Court had dismissed his plea. His advocate, Kapil Sibal, has mentioned the appeal before the CJI. They're citing the urgency in view of elections. Now, we just bring you more context on all of this in just a second. But essentially, the plea that's been made is to allow Soren, Hemant Soren, the former Chief Minister, to campaign ahead of May 13th polls in Jharkhand. Now we'll go over to our colleague Ananya Bhatnagar to understand more. Ananya, before Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's arrest became the top story, before that, just a few weeks before that, Hemant Soren, the Jharkhand Chief Minister, we saw first an arrest warrant put out for him. Then we saw him hold a meeting with the JMM and shift the Chief Minister's chair to another leader within his party. The former Chief Minister now has been in custody. Can you just tell us a little bit more about his plea in front of the Supreme Court?
Well, definitely he has now knocked the doors of the topmost court of the country, that is the Supreme Court of India, after he was, handed over a jolt by the Jharkhand High Court. And now he's moved to top court. Advocate Kapil Sibal actually mentioned the matter before the Chief Justice of India, seeking, an urgent hearing and, urgent relief in view of the upcoming elections that are there. In fact, he said that, please allow Mr. Soren to campaign ahead of the May 13 polls in Jharkhand, is what Mr. Sibal said. His rights are being trampled upon in this particular fashion, is what Mr. Sibal had to say before the Chief Justice of India. In fact, the High Court had said that, the wriggle out of the whole mess he created for himself by raising, bogey of political vendetta is something that the High Court had said, while in fact turning down is the application before, the Jharkhand High Court. In fact, Mr. Kapil Sibal, while he was mentioning this particular matter, reminded the Chief Justice of India that the plea filed earlier against, the High Court's delay in delivering judgment is listed tomorrow before Justice Khanna's bench, and the same should be tagged along with, this fresh application, is what Mr. Sibal has said. Whether or not that happens is something that we'll have to wait and watch for. But whether or not Hemant Soren would be able to secure a relief from the top of the country would be very, very interesting. And if at all the matter gets listed tomorrow, Toya, then one thing is very, very clear, that, Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea is also to be heard tomorrow. And on the last occasion, Justice Khanna had hinted that there might be a relief that could come in for the former Delhi Chief Minister, and whether the former Jharkhand Chief Minister, meets the same fate, is something that we'll have to wait and watch for.
Can you just tell our audiences, Ananya, a little bit more in the form of what comments the Supreme Court has had in this entire story? This is a story that's been incredibly high profile for the political topography of Jharkhand. What has the Supreme Court had to say at all in the last few months?
The whole story had been developing since the very beginning. In fact, since the arrest of the former Jharkhand Chief Minister, and very clearly and categorically when he was arrested, he was mentioned before the Supreme Court